Sister Wives Aurora Brown, Wives stars Kody and Robyn Brown have been questioned multiple times for how they raised their kids, especially Aurora. She had some questionable moments throughout the show, such as having anxiety attacks and seemingly not behaving at her age. Due to this, some Redditors compared her to some of the Duggar girls. Keep reading to see the discussion. Many fans have witnessed Aurora's panic attacks throughout the show. The Sister Wives star's condition gets worse each season. However, many viewers are upset about how her parents don't seem to have any solution to help with her condition. A Reddit thread also accused Kody and Robyn of raising their daughter in a toxic environment and showing her the slow deterioration of the family. Many believe that she was broken-hearted about the departure of her step-siblings. But it seems Aurora has some things to deal with herself as well, especially now that she's an adult. Some Reddit users discussed Aurora's unusual behavior throughout the show. According to the poster, they don't hate the Sister Wives star, adding that they love her and think she's a lovely young lady. The Reddit user pointed out that she appears to be emotionally stunted and the way she acts on the show is very childlike. The poster believes Robyn should be the one to blame for Aurora's behavior. But they're also curious about when Aurora will snap out of it and realize that she needs to fix herself. Several commenters replied to the poster, saying that they should see how the Duggar girls were interviewed back in the day. Others even remind her of a young Jill, who tried her best to look innocent despite being aware of everything. Aurora doesn't have a social media page, just like most of her siblings. However, it was reported that the Sister Wives star has been thriving in life behind cameras. She's currently in college, and her major is astronomy. It also appears that fans will get to see more of her in the upcoming 19th season of Sister Wives. The new season's story focuses on the aftermath of Janelle, Meri, and Christine's departures. But it seems Kody and Robyn's marriage is starting to get affected by their broken family as well. After a season defined by divorce, distance, and dysfunction, Sister Wives season 19 closed with a surprising twist. Robyn Brown is still standing, more central, more secure, and more unapologetic than ever. While Meri, Christine, and Janelle chart new lives post-Kody, Robyn has remained firmly by his side, quietly emerging as the last wife, and perhaps the one who got everything she during the Sister Wives Tell-All, Part 3, Robyn finally admitted that she has been Kody's favorite all along. 4 years, this was the central conflict of the show, as Kody's first 3 wives felt neglected due to his overwhelming prioritization of Robyn's needs and demands. During the early episodes of Sister Wives season 19, Robyn admitted that she was struggling with monogamy. According to the reality star, she wanted the former wives to work things out with Kody so they could go back to being one unit again. However, when that didn't happen, she started feeling stuck in her marriage. However, in the tell-all, all of her past statements came crashing down when she revealed that she was, indeed, treated better than her former counterparts. While speaking to host Sukanya Krishnan, Robyn admitted that when she and Kody travel together, she gets the luggage rack to put her belongings on. On the other hand, when both Janelle and Christine went on trips with their shared husband, their bags would be placed on the floor while Kody took the rack. According to the former Sister Wives, they felt extremely disrespected in these moments because Kody only cared about his own comfort. However, the fact that he behaved differently with Robyn was a direct confirmation of his bias. During the interaction, fans couldn't help but notice the smug look on Robyn's face. To make things worse, she downplayed her former Sister Wives' feelings and claimed that it wasn't a big thing. Since the breakdown of their plural family, Robyn has not been in touch with any of her former Sister Wives or their children, which goes to show that all of this was her attempt to avoid scrutiny. Now that Robyn knows things aren't going back to the way they were, she's not trying to hide that she was always content with the toxic dynamic. Robyn's goal of becoming Kody's primary wife had been achieved way before the divorces, the minute Kody started paying less attention to his other families to ensure her happiness. Now, Robyn doesn't have to pretend to be clueless about it. A May 2025 Facebook post shows the couple in Idaho Falls, and they seem to be extremely happy together. Not to mention the $2.1 million home the couple is currently residing in. The big purchase came after the reality stars sold their home in Flagstaff, Calif. In late 2024. They were rumored to have been forced to sell their home because they could no longer afford it. However, considering that they made a hefty profit on it and got their new home soon after, they seem to be living a pretty comfortable life. As per In Touch, They sold their old place for $1,775,000 and later purchased their new, 7,884 square foot home with 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms, which was a major upgrade. Since Kody currently only seems to be financially supporting his and Robyn's family, he may be facing fewer financial obligations compared to before. During an episode of Sister Wives Season 19, Janelle opened up about the financial dynamics within the family and revealed that Kody would often withdraw funds without telling anyone else. While Kody liked to portray Janelle as the one in charge of the family's finances, she confessed that she was nothing but the bookkeeper. While Janelle and Meri fought for their fair share of Coyote Passland due to Kody's financial mismanagement, Robyn was exposed to have spent a considerable amount of their money on her strange obsession with dolls. The reality star spent $60,000 on collectible dolls and accessories in 2024 alone, as per Ashley's reality roundup. The Etsy account that was alleged to have been Robyn's is still active, which means that her unusual passion has never quite taken a backseat. Regardless of all the trouble the rest of the family ever had to face, everybody has this idea just because I didn't want to have assembly line kisses with Kody or whatever, that I was asexual, Janelle, 56, said of her plural marriage. I promise you. I'm not asexual. I promise you. Janelle, who shares 6 kids with Kody, added, the hormones are hell when you're single, but it's like you just deal with it or whatever. And while Janelle has been vocal about her lack of interest when it comes to remarrying, the polygamist noted that she's not entirely closed off to the idea suspect that someday down the road, if there's somebody else, then that will be part of it, she said. The TLC star said it's so wild that people have assumed she's asexual due to her disinterest in looking for love after her split. Just trust that I am not, Janelle said. I'm a very sexual being, a very earthed mama. I'm a Taurus, and I'm a very earthed mama. Spiritual marriage to Kody in 2022, and the pair have been estranged ever since. Kody Brown and Meri Brown also split from the former polygamist, whose only remaining relationship is with wife Robyn Brown. In an April episode of Sister Wives, Janelle admitted she has never really thought about a spiritual divorce from Kody. She later added, I don't have to live plural marriage again. I don't know if I'll ever even marry again. But I've kept my faith. All of it's intact except for that whole plural marriage thing. I don't know about that. Kody, for her part, never officially left her spiritual marriage from Kody, later remarrying David Woolley in October 2023. Didn't feel the need to get a spiritual divorce, Kody noted in the same April episode. I was at a different spot spiritually. I believe in God and He was great with me leaving. So the conversation with him was good enough for me. Photo credit, TLC YouTube. If Sister Wives Season 19 and its tell-alls have taught us anything, it's that the cracks in the Brown family's foundation weren't just about plural marriage. They were about favoritism, misaligned priorities, and a courtship that never quite played by the same rules. At the center of most of the drama was Kody Brown and Robyn Brown's romance. Looking back, their relationship felt a little too intense and more than a little inappropriate given the plural marriage context. The other wives saw it. Viewers saw it. And now, thanks to some recent confessions, it's clear, the way Kody and Robyn kicked off their love story might have. In a recent tell-all moment that hit hard, Janelle Brown opened up about her early days with Kody. And let's just say, she's got a few regrets. The mother of 6 told viewers, if I had a year with Kody, I'm not sure I would have married him, honestly. The Sister Wives star revealed to host Sukanya Krishnan, I might have seen him for a little bit more of who he was, you know what I mean? Gotten sort of off the charm ride. For Janelle, who's always been the pragmatic one, this was a rare moment of emotional honesty. And it pointed to a deeper issue that's haunted the family for years. As TLC fans know, not all the wives were given the same time, energy, but as usual, Janelle took the high ground. She added, regardless, I don't need to go back and trash everything that was. If I were to say, oh, I'm really sorry I did all that, would I be in this great place? Janelle's reflection wasn't just about her own marriage. It was a subtle reminder that Kody didn't treat all his relationships equally from the jump. And that imbalance. It planted the seeds for the resentment that eventually tore the family apart and led to 3 divorces. Let's talk about that courtship. When Kody met Robyn, He was already married to 3 women and managing a very full household in Lehi, Utah. However, instead of maintaining a balanced and respectful approach, he plunged headfirst into his romance with Robyn, leaving the rest of the family waiting. During season 1, fans watched as their courtship dragged on for months, filled with long-distance visits, flirty phone calls, and that infamous kiss before marriage that had the other wives feeling blindsided. The time and attention Kody poured into Robyn was excessive. In the recent tell-all, Janelle pointed out that Kody had a very long courtship compared to the rest of us. It is not really appropriate for a married man to have a long courtship. She noted the pair actually courted, I think, for almost a year. There were moments that stood out. Like when Kody Brown was at home dealing with pregnancy, and Janelle was working full-time to support the family. But instead of lending support, Kody was off making googly eyes and building a new relationship that felt more monogamous than plural. Kody wasn't just falling in love. He was shifting his entire focus to 4 years. Robyn played ignorant about being the favorite. She insisted she loved all the wives, wanted the family to work, and didn't want special treatment. But in the most recent tell-all, she finally said the quiet part out loud. And just like that, decades of tension were validated. Her admissions surrounded the luggage rack. It seems that when traveling, Kody would always take it for himself. But not when it came to Robyn. She got the infamous luggage rack all to herself. When asked why she was for the first 3 Wives and Sister Wives viewers, this was a big indication of what they already knew. Robyn knows she gets a different Kody. She gets the birthday gifts, the Valentine's Day affection, and the consistent presence for her children. And while she's always claimed to want unity, she's clearly benefited the most from the family's unraveling. The problem isn't just that Robyn's the favorite. Sister Wives Meri Brown
she's
is
been the
obviously
favorite
still in
while
love with
pretending
Kody
not to
Brown.
be.
Here's how we know. With the other wives gone and the family
on the
system
latest
officially
season of
collapsed,
TLC
it's
Sister
impossible
Wives.
to ignore.
There are some telling
Kody made
clues
his
from the
choice a
one-on-one
long time
specials
ago that Meri Brown might still be enamored with former husband, Kody Brown. The 4 main cast members on Sister Wives season 19 sat down for a series of one-on-one interviews with host Suki Krishnan to talk about the season and its aftermath. During Meri's portions, there were some clear signs that she still has a soft spot for Kody. Unlike former wives Kody Brown Woolley and Janelle Brown, who had tough words for their ex-husband, Meri, at times, defended Kody's actions. Meri also spoke lovingly of good times in their marriage, which neither Janelle nor Kody seem able to do. There were signs during the season, like when Kody helped Meri move from Flagstaff to Utah, where their fondness for each other shone through. Despite being confused by Kody's emotions on moving day, Meri didn't look back. Still, she seems to have come to a place of peace with Kody, or she's still enamored by him in some way. The great debate about Kody's use of luggage racks when traveling with his wives, which Kody claimed was a metaphor for their entire relationship. Meri didn't jump on the bandwagon and bash Kody. Kody recalled how, whenever they'd travel, Kody would use the luggage rack for himself, leaving the wives to put their luggage elsewhere. Janelle corroborated Kody's story, while Robyn Brown said she simply took the luggage rack first without any issues, as shown. Meri, however, downplayed the symbolism of the luggage rack, saying, "I don't feel like it's fair to sit there and complain. I don't want to complain. I'm not into that. I'm not going to do that." Meri refused to look at the luggage rack situation as anything more than it was. When asked by Suki whether Meri felt Kody ever put himself first, Meri sighed and said yes, he does, but added that it's only sometimes. There seems to be a line in the sand between Kody and Janelle, who happily bash Kody, and Meri, who seems to tread a bit more lightly. She defends Kody against detractors, saying he often does put others first. It's unclear whether Meri wants to keep the peace, or if she actually still has feelings for him. When Meri is reminiscing about her early days with Kody, she lights up. She said she was so shy and so quiet, and Kody was the opposite. He was loud and gregarious, and he had a way of charming people. It made Meri fall more deeply for him. When Meri is reminiscing about her early days with Kody, she lights up. She said she was so shy and so quiet, and Kody was the opposite. He was loud and gregarious, and he had a way of charming people. It made Meri fall more deeply for him. Meri's sweet recollection of their early days together is sad in hindsight. She was so in love with Kody, and he made her feel so special back then. Meri smiled as she said that Kody made her feel like she mattered. When Suki asked Meri when the last time she felt that from Kody was, Meri sighed and said, "It's been a while." During another scene, Suki questioned Kody about saying that Meri and Robyn were his only safe spaces in the plural marriages. The subject came up because it was revealed that Kody had an intimate experience in college, which he had only shared with Meri and Robyn. Kody recalled how in the beginning, he and Meri were much safer with each other, and then he described how supportive Robyn is as a wife. When Suki tries to get Kody to open up about how he only felt safe with Meri in the beginning, and then with Robyn, he seems surprised to remember how emotionally intimate he was with Meri. He said it had been a long time since he realized he was actually vulnerable with Meri. Just kind of grew out of it, I guess. Kody said he was foolish to say he was never in love with Meri. When Suki told Meri what he'd said, Meri said it was interesting and nice that he remembered that he had trusted her. Suki asked Meri if she felt safe with Kody, and Meri said she did. Meri still seems to carry a torch for Kody, or at least have a soft spot for him. It's why she doesn't pile on when Christine and Janelle are attacking him. Meri probably remembers that at one time, it was just she and Kody, and she holds that memory sacred. For years, Sister Wives fans have longed for a fresh perspective, one that steps away from the drama of Kody and Robyn Brown and dives into the empowering lives of the ex-wives, especially the beloved OG3, Christine, Janelle, and Meri. While Christine's recent wedding gave viewers a fleeting glimpse of that possibility, it seems like one of the ex-wives is now ready to take center stage full-time. During the first installment of the 4-part Sister Wives tell-all, which aired Sunday, May 25th, Janelle Brown didn't just reflect on her journey, she made it clear she's ready to share her next chapter with the world. And fans are already cheering from the sidelines. Janelle's cinematic spin-off dream. The tell-all opened with a playful yet telling question. If your life were a movie, what would it be? Host Sukanya Krishnan tossed this to the cast, and the answers came with surprising depth. Kody went with Point Break, cheekily rebranded as Point Broken. Meri leaned into Wild, while Christine initially claimed Everything Everywhere All at Once, though Sukanya pegged her as more of a legally blonde spirit. Christine, dressed in a bright pink pantsuit, couldn't help but do the iconic bend and snap on cue. Then came Janelle's turn, and her answer held more weight than just cinematic flair. She chose fried green tomatoes, explaining that the film symbolized how she was reclaiming her identity and stepping into her own power. Sukanya countered, suggesting she was more of an eat, pray, love kind of woman. She agreed without hesitation, saying she'd love to live that story, one where she could explore the world, heal, grow, and perhaps, as she put it, find a man like Javier Bardem. Then came the golden moment. I would love someone to follow me around as I went on this journey. Whether that someone is a camera crew or a kindred spirit, Janelle just made her case for a solo reality series loud and clear. The audience is ready. The fandom didn't take long to react. Over the years, Janelle has garnered a loyal following who admire her resilience, emotional honesty, and steady grace even amid chaos. This latest reveal only deepened that admiration. Across social media, fans were quick to rally behind her, praising her strength and authenticity. If there's a character arc that fans want to follow, it's this one. A woman who's not just surviving the aftermath of polygamy, but thriving and inviting viewers along for the ride. A story waiting to be told. Reality TV is full of chaos, but rare are the stories that feel genuinely transformational. Janelle Brown stepping out with her own spin-off would offer more than just drama. It would give fans a look at what rebuilding, reclaiming, and rediscovering oneself looks like in real time. Whether it becomes a travelogue, a memoir in motion, or a candid look at post-plural life, Janelle's journey is the one viewers are ready to watch. And judging by her tell-all comments, she might just be ready to deliver. Be sure to catch up on everything happening on Sister Wives right now. Come back here often for all Sister Wives spoilers, news, and updates. For more than a decade, Robyn Brown kept her image on Sister Wives tightly controlled. She was the soft-spoken fourth wife with the tearful confessionals that gave her the name Sobbin Robyn. She was always insisting she just wanted the family to get along. But after years of deflecting, crying, and avoiding accountability, Sister Wives fans finally saw behind the veil. And what they found wasn't the peacemaker she claimed to be in Season 19's explosive tell-all and the aftermath that followed, Robyn stopped playing the long-suffering wife and started revealing something else entirely. She was a woman who had been benefiting from inequality while pretending to mourn the loss of Kody Brown's 3 wives. The contradictions. They caught up to her. And for once, she couldn't cry her way out of them. For years, Robyn insisted she didn't want to be the favorite wife. She said she longed for the old days when the family functioned as a united front. But during the tell-all, those claims began to fall apart. When asked about her relationship with Kody, Robyn offered vague answers, contradicted her past statements, and stumbled through a minefield of half-truths. One moment, she was blindsided by the family falling apart. Next, she claimed she saw it coming. She said she loved all the wives, but also admitted she hadn't spoken to most of them in months. Which one is it? Even the host seemed confused, as she pressed Robyn on her inconsistencies. But instead of owning any part in the downfall of the Brown family, Robyn defaulted to her signature move, tears. A perfect example is when she was exposed for having spent a considerable amount of the family's money on her strange obsession with dolls. It was reported she spent around $60,000 on her hobby. And even though she tried to deny the collection, it was hard to ignore that she usually got what she wanted. The moment that truly broke Sister Wives fans was when Robyn finally admitted what viewers and the other Sister Wives have known for years: she's the favorite. Now, she didn't exactly come right out and say it. But fans learned that it all came down to an infamous luggage rack. During the tell-all, the host asked Robyn, "Do you get the luggage rack?" She answered, "Yes. This is so stupid." The host went on to ask, "Did you not know that it was a pet peeve of theirs?" Robyn answered, "I had no idea." The host then asked, "Why do you think you get the luggage rack?" And the mother of 5 said, "Maybe I put my luggage up there first, I don't know. It's not, like, a big thing." The fact that she can brush off the luggage rack incident speaks volumes to Sister Wives viewers. The story wasn't just an admission. It was a confirmation. After seasons of watching Kody spend holidays, birthdays, and every meaningful moment exclusively with Robyn and her kids, she acknowledged that the imbalance was real. That's not just favoritism. That's a fundamentally different arrangement. Here's the complicated truth. Robyn may not have set out to be the villain of Sister Wives, but she became one anyway. She walked into a struggling family and ended up with the husband, the legal marriage, and the emotional loyalty. Whether she meant to or not, she became the wedge between Kody and the rest of the wives. The plot twist was that she acted confused when the family splintered. It's far too late for damage control because fans love to hate her. Robyn can cry in every confessional. She can say she misses the other wives. She can lament the loss of family unity. But the choices have already been made. And no amount of teary-eyed interviews can undo the fact that she stood by Kody as he emotionally abandoned Meri Brown, Janelle Brown, and Kody Brown. So while Robyn might not be the villain in her own mind, but she is in the eyes of fans and the sister wives who were left behind. It's clear Robyn got everything while the rest of the Browns were left with scraps. And for many, that is a hard image to shake. Kody Brown's monogamous commitment to Robyn Brown after separation from the other 3 wives, Meri, Janelle, and Kody, might seem like a clean break from the past. However, beneath that new setup likely lies the same volatile reliance that destabilized his plural family. That's because Kody didn't transition into monogamy because he grew into emotional simplicity, but because he was pushed into it by rejection, divorce, and estrangement. That's certainly not a resolution, and Robyn is now clearly bearing the emotional weight that once spread across 4 women in earlier seasons. Kody thrived not just on love but on attention saturation. He rotated households like a performer cycling through stages, feeding on being needed, pursued, even resented. That ecosystem no longer exists. Robyn is now his only emotional outlet. This was evident when Robyn was struggling to adjust to this new environment without her sister wives in Sister Wives Season 19. What makes Kody's new marriage structure fragile isn't a lack of affection, it's his craving to be seen. Polygamy gave him multiple mirrors. If one wife challenged him, another affirmed him. If one rejected intimacy, another restored it. That constant cycle of control, chaos, and comfort fed his identity. Robyn, despite her loyalty, can't mirror all of that at once. And worse, she now holds the sole burden of propping up Kody's emotional self-worth, which has never been self-sustaining. It's a high-maintenance partner situation, but one that's now at a structural collapse of the identity Kody curated over decades. Kody is at a point in his life where he doesn't know how to be without external validation. So it's possible that when Robyn falters, tires, disagrees, or pulls away even slightly, Kody has no fallback. No rotation. No buffer. And at this age, that can be a bit hard to adjust to moving forward. If there's another installment, it won't be surprising if the audience has to see Robyn, who once seemed the most emotionally sturdy wife, no longer composed. Her confessional segments in the past season were filled with defensive justifications, nervous tears, and coded language about loyalty and loss. These aren't the signs of a woman relishing a one-on-one partnership but of someone bracing for collapse while trying to keep it all together, or perhaps just guilt. After all, she's not just supporting a husband but instead a televised legacy that's already lost its base, and she probably blames herself a little for it. On the other hand, Kody's version of monogamy, right off the bat, might not be rooted in emotional maturity or reparation either. Naturally, at least initially, it'd be an attempt to reclaim control after losing the others until that required maturity comes. But you don't fix a foundational imbalance by reducing the number of people involved. If anything, that concentrates the dysfunction. Why this? Every season of Sister Wives has been a case study in misaligned needs, and this era is no exception, just more concentrated. Kody may speak the language of monogamy now, but his behavior, emotional outbursts, control issues, and resentment toward his ex-wives reveal that the inner landscape hasn't changed. His identity was forged in plurality. Now that it's stripped away, there's nothing grounding his sense of self except Robyn's diminishing patience. And she won't be able to hold that weight forever. The fact is that Kody is used to having multiple women, and his needs are structured accordingly. This version of their marriage, therefore, might not be sustainable because while it's a partnership, it's also a survival pact, propped up by mutual fear of losing relevance, losing face, or admitting that the dream failed. But that's just considering what has happened in their lives up until now. If both Kody and Robyn want to give a nice end to it to build a happily ever after, that's possible, but only if they're willing to work on themselves. Kody, in particular, the show is no longer documenting a polygamous family. It's documenting a slow emotional implosion disguised as monogamy. Hopefully, the two of them and their extended family will build the maturity required to absorb that implosion and channel it into positivity.